Everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, that's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. A little bit more light in the display there because I did notice it was a bit dark, and a couple more artworks. This one, Always and Forever, and then Rangi Toto in Auckland Harbour. With puhutakawa flowers, etc. Okay, what do I want to have a look at? Well, first of all, it really feels like we're in some sort of massive matrix glitch at the moment. So I'm actually going to have a look at that matrix glitch, complete clusterfuckery, excuse my French there, or Italian, or however you like to put it. I'm going to have actually a look at the fact that we seem to be on the wrong timeline, and where are we going from there? Now, I'm going to use the Runic Tarot. I know it's a really dark deck, and there are a lot of really dark cards, but there are some beautiful cards as well, like this Queen of Wands, the inspirational female, bringing forward in determination this fiery message. Okay, so this is as a little bit of an odd reading, but let's have a look. So just the absolute matrix glitch mess of the moment. Tanker, I believe. Okay, so you've got as I'm poker shuffling, you've got the Emperor there. We know who the Emperor energy is. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but this toxic, aggressive energy. I'm not even going to say masculine energy because it can be women and men as well, but this toxic, aggressive energy, my way or the highway, you will do, dictatorship type energy versus the message of this powerful feminine, this inspirational feminine coming forward. So, are we on the wrong timelines? I'm going to have a look with these, and then I'm going to use my own cards when this current regime is gone and we know what the heck's happening with tariffs, etc., I'll open the shop back up for those, and hopefully at that time I might have something extra as well. But let's have a look. The actual matrix glitch of what's going on at the moment. Now, if my phone goes, I'll have to pause you. One of my daughters needs a lift to go and pick her car up from the just getting a normal service. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. What do we need to know about the cluster F? The cluster F that's going on at the moment. So there was an oil tanker, I believe a Dubai oil tanker in a Kuwait port that was blowed up. There's just an absolute mess. There are other things I want to have a look at today as well, but let's have a look. What this timeline we're on feels so wrong, and I'm zipping off when I say zipping, it's like type thing. So I've got my protection on. Let's see where we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Right, the first card out is the Seven of Pentacles, which is it's usually the guy looking at the options in the field, leaning on his hoe or whatever it is, but this one's a little bit different, being this deck. So this is now the arrow on the back does mean the warrior. It means authority, potentially leadership. But I don't think there's a lot of leadership happening at the moment. There is in other countries. Spain closed its airspace to the US. In Australia, they've cut the fuel excise taxes on the fuel to bring the cost of fuel down just a little bit. But also the New South Wales government, where I live in New South Wales, is looking at increasing the ability for people to buy electric vehicles and charging stations, etc. So there is leadership around the world, but just not in relation to what is happening in the Middle East at the moment. Target on his back, but this is very much the warrior, first of all, looking over his shoulder, but also looking at the options, not sure which option to pick. And we've got the challenges, the rest of the world. Absolutely. So we feel like we're on this wrong timeline, but the world card's also about an ending. So the challenge is something being brought to an end. Now, I'm always reminded of Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark in the ending of that particular movie where the Nazis look into the Ark of the Covenant and end up being desiccated. This card makes me feel like that. So this warrior looking at their options, the challenge is first of all, the rest of the world who've basically said we're not interested, but also an ending. Right, there's going to be some sort of claim of false victory. I'll get on to Levitt and Higgs a bit in a separate reading today, but yeah, at the foundation, you've got this claim of a false victory in the past, Ten of Swords. The truth bringing about a significant ending. The reality, but I'm just getting the lack of strategy. There is no strategy. I'll actually want to have a look at Levitt with her war crimes statement that she made. But yeah, the Ten of Swords. They actually don't know. First of all, there's no plan, there's no concept, they don't know what they're doing. And something here in the past has happened that is bringing an ending. Okay, crowning this reading, we've got the Empress, which is my card for Russia. Now notice that in Cuba, they've allowed a Russian oil tanker to dock. Gee, shock, horror. So I'd say somebody got instructions, but the energy over this at the moment. It's also the birth of something significantly new. So I'm going to use that meaning here because I'm talking about this timeline is not where we are meant to be, but because of circumstances, this is where we've arrived. The Empress is about the birth of something significantly new, and birth is painful no matter which way you go, whether it's by caesarean or whether it's by the good old-fashioned way. It's painful. Birth is painful. But you have this new beginning. Now, she has with her chest full of pentacles, a sword, a shield. I'm sure there's a cup in there somewhere, but I can't actually see it. But she's got everything that she needs to go forward. It's almost like magician type energy. I do wonder whether the actual crow is meant to represent the cup in this reading. She's also got the Wheel of Fortune turning here. So this is the feminine energy bringing about the birth of something new. We've got ending, claiming a false victory. Knight of Wands, volatile information coming forward, or this could simply be because it's pulled up, not charging forward, got the fire under it, but also holding the Ace of Wands, which is about messaging, a new message or a new plan. This might be halting the troops. I am really worried that if they go troops on the ground, it's just going to be put it this way, I hope they packed enough body bags if they do that, because it's just going to be an absolute disaster. And I'm really sorry if you've got family that are in any of these particular battalions or platoons or whatever you call them, that might be seeing action. I've got no other way of expressing it, but I'm hoping here that they get pulled up, that something happens, that they get stopped from deploying, because you've got in the past and in the present is the endings. In the present, you've got this new beginning, the looking at choices and claiming a victory, and then in the immediate future, you've got this Knight of Wands being pulled up in this fiery energy. Externally, another 10 of Cups, but it's you've got the Emperor sitting at the head of the table in Valhalla here. Oh, yes, please, let him end up in Valhalla and being celebrated, but it's an ending. And then you've got the moon internally, secrets being revealed, the good of the fight of good versus evil, the insanity, the darkness being revealed. Now it's a full moon on the 4th of April, I believe. So for us, 1st of April is tomorrow. So 5 days' time, we've got this full moon coming up. Tower moment in the hopes and fears. My guides kept saying the cherry blossoms, and if you're wondering what that means, it's when the blossoms bloom, and I believe the Cherry Blossom Festival in DC, is it starting now or a couple of days ago and runs for a couple of weeks or a week? Yeah, Cherry Blossom Festival, Tower moment and the hopes and fears. Then you've got this King of Cups energy, the emotionally mature, the negotiator, the strength of calm. It's also my Biden card. Let's see where it goes. This uncharted waters. Not only does the Tower keep coming up, but so does this Fool. We are going to be, the whole world, but most especially the United States, is going to find itself in something that the Constitution does not cover. That's why I keep saying uncharted waters, because I understand in the Constitution that there is a specific schedule of, who takes the top dog job. If, the president's taken out, then the VP's taken out, and then the House Speaker's taken out. What happens if the entire regime, the entire government is dismissed? Uncharted waters. And then Knight of Pentacles, the stability of government. And the Six of Swords moving forward to calmer waters. Okay, on the bottom we've got the Five of Swords, the betrayal, the deceit, the lies, the steal. On the bottom you've got the Two of Pentacles. This is, if I use my usual Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's the vote flipping card. But this could also be, because it was mentioned in mainstream media, I believe, I haven't double checked it, but quite a few of you said, oh my goodness, it actually got reported on that there was stealing, deception, betrayal, something really, really off. You and I have known that for over a year now. Since November the 5th, we've known that, but we've now got this energy here. The Nine of Cups. Now, this particular card, I go by the imagery, the plotting behind the scenes. And then we've got the harsh truth coming forward. Work that needs to be done. With the Eight of Pentacles, hard work. Three of Wands, looking overseas potentially for assistance. You've got the Ace of Cups. You've got the Eight of Swords and then the Ace of Wands. So what this is telling me is that, again, we're talking about, I'm getting a series of events here, that the orange twerp might claim false victory, so that the orange idiot or kegs. So I'm going to ask specifically, but I'm going to, and then more information comes out potentially about November the 5th, supposed results being untrue. So can't remember how many cards there are here, 88 I think, and they've got the little symbols on them. These are intuitive cards and they've got the symbols on them, so they're more storytelling cards. And bullseye. Bullseye and security in the house. Potentially security of government. Okay, I'll just put those back randomly. Let's have a look. We're on the wrong timeline. It is complete CF, cluster. What is the timeline that is going to happen? Right, intertwined, the house, the key, poverty. Usually they don't tell the story till I get them all laid out. The female, so this is loss. Okay. This is telling me about the election loss and the rebuild and a death. Okay. The past, something in the past is going to be stopped. Convoluted confusion, and then we go again as they try and work out what to do. I think this is to do with the election still. Something huge that flipped. Have a leap of faith in what is coming next. I think this is election still. Something to do with an intertwining in the house is the key, or a coming together in the house is a key. Fate and destiny minus country, up, unity. And we've got the greed, pretentiousness, and the swamp. The swamp networks. So the fate and destiny. Less the country. I'm hearing lest we forget. Anzac Day's coming up in Australia, end of April, 24th of April. The fate and destiny wheel is turning, lest we forget about the strength of the country through unity and diversity. The greed finds itself full in the swamp and its networks. We've got strength, out, comfort, slow, glass half full, plus magic happening. The future is not yet written. So our strength is going to be, I'm getting slowly refill this glass, but we just have to, there has to be some discomfort. We have to feel the discomfort. But we're going to fill this empty glass with unity and magic. The future is not yet written. Looking on the bottom, you've got the dark clouds, the documents, no peace, those that are the cowards that are making an abundance out of this situation now are going to find themselves restricted. There's going to be growth of community, giving help that will be transformative, and it will break down whatever this is now. But I feel like this might be, there's a document here, and yes. We've got aliens, feminine energy, crossroads, and light bulb ideas, realization, wake up. Now, apparently, Shady Vance was rabbiting on about how aliens are demons. There's something coming out there that there's so many different facets. I'm feeling that there is election steal stuff that is gaining momentum. Oh, about time. and will be proven without a doubt. So we're going to end up in uncharted waters to get us back on the right timeline. But there's also something to do with the conflict, I think, because they're not stupid. They know that this is the Americans and the world do not support what they are doing. And I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a claim of victory, and then they will pull back on that. Hopefully, touch wood, there'll be a claim of victory. And this will be the setting to put us on the right timeline. The power and energy of the No Kings, huge. Do not underestimate. Official figures are saying 8 million. I think it was closer to probably 25, 30. The previous one they claimed was 8 million too, because all they were doing was counting up who actually registered, which, a lot of people aren't putting their names down. They just turned up. So you at least doubled, if not more, because all of you on the ground are reporting they were massively bigger and there were more of them. So I'm thinking 25, 30, and the energy and no violence. No violence. The only bit of violence they could find was someone throwing some bricks over a fence at some police or something. Yeah, agitators. But the positive energy of that is pretty much smothering the darkness. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Bit of an interesting reading, so we'll watch this space. Yeah, glitch, twitch, wrong timeline, and let's work on getting back on the right one. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.